Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 29th of July to the 4th of August 2024. Now, we really don't have very much movement at all this week, which may sound like things are going to be calm and quiet, but there's been so much activity of late that this is a chance to let the dust settle and to start to see things more clearly. We've had a lot of new information to take on board, lots of shifts and changes lately, and this year really is dedicated to being able to assimilate new information, change our minds and see things from a higher perspective. So with that in mind, we start the week with Mercury recently moved into Virgo. And Virgo has exactly that capacity to be able to see the big picture and the small pieces and what needs to be done to get to the harvest. So with Mercury, our perception and our processing mind in the sign of Virgo for the next couple of weeks, then this is really blessed. So we can take a time out this week, no big changes, but the lovely, warm, lazy summer month of Leo to relax into and to bask in. And we can take our mind inwards really, to holistic comprehension, to seeing things in the correct light, to research, independent thinking and challenging our own preconceptions. Because as of next week, we will begin to experience the Mercury retrograde. This goes back from 4 degrees Virgo to 21 degrees Leo, and we've already experienced the first awareness phase of what that might bring. So have a look, has anything come up? Has any revelations? Has any themes in your life? According to which house in the chart this is for you, will be the area of your life that has the most to gain from this amazing astrological phenomena that is Mercury retrograde. So for example, if this was in the first house, then you'd be looking at changing your view of who you are at core, how you come across to others. So things may come up where people give you a view of yourself, report back or mirror you in a way that makes you want to make changes. Or you could do some soul searching and fundamentally change how you feel about yourself and your outlook on the world. So that's an example of the first house. If you have Mercury retrograde in the 10th house, then you'll be looking at what they call career or the workplace. So this can be contracts changing over the August period, because the retrograde will be the 4th to the 29th of August. So it could be that you're on a project and you think it's going one way, but then there's some changes or seemingly problems with it. But through the reanalyzing process, you get to September, things are on a much more firm foundation or a purer direction. Another example could be not getting the job that you want or being turned down for a promotion, but then through, again, the reperceiving process, realising that that's not actually your goal and not actually what you want. So lots of people get annoyed with Mercury retrograde because they live in their heads and they want to control the outside world and know what's going to happen. But for those of us that don't do that, it can actually be very enlightening, revealing, comical, and a chance to really connect with our deeper, higher self rather than pushing ahead in a busy world. So Mercury moving into Virgo, ready to turn retrograde by the 4th or 5th. And then we will have that all the way through to the 29th of August. So we're kind of going to take August out, put it in a bubble, maybe treat it like a play or a fantasy, observe and listen, see what comes up, feel what changes need to be made, and not push ahead in a linear fashion. Those affected most will be those born between the 14th and the 27th of August, where this Mercury retrograde will be falling across your sun sign at some point. And don't forget, there's the forwards, then the backwards, then the forwards again. Virgo is already ruled by Mercury, so a double whammy there, but also we include Gemini as another sign ruled by Mercury, who tend to have a very close connection with all of the retrograde cycles. So if you've got Gemini, Leo or Virgo, Sun, Moon or Rising, then you'll be most engaged in this realignment. But it will affect all of us, again according to what house, what position it's taking place in your chart, and it's a wonderful opportunity to observe, to reflect, to make changes and to end up better off. Then by the weekend on the 4th we have a new moon in Leo. This is at 12 degrees, which means before the new moon in Leo we have a dark moon. And the week of the very much waning moon, and the couple of days before a new moon, we can tend to feel quite insular, not feeling like going out or being outward or sociable. It's a chance to take out the trash, to let go of things that we've been holding on to that month, to reflect upon what we're holding on to, and to have a really good cleanse. But by the weekend, on the 4th, just after midday, the new moon in Leo comes bouncing in, and this will really brighten things up after a deep and reflective week. Then I advise making your plans for Sunday afternoon if you want to enjoy the sunshine, be more sociable, be more creative, get out and shine, then it feels like the sun comes out from behind the clouds on Sunday afternoon. We're getting ready for Venus to leave Leo and move into Virgo early next week. But while Venus is in Leo, then that brings the heart, the warmth and the creativity, the expansion to add to the sun already being in this sign, joined by the moon at the weekend. So I'd say bask in the sunshine, your creativity, radiate from the heart, be golden, take up the space you deserve. Let the Mercury retrograde handle the mind, find the changes necessary, perceive, pick up on the revelations, be quiet enough to just observe and listen, and tiny edits with each new piece of information. So quite a gentle week. Turn the mind inwards, radiate from the heart, just allow the relative quietness to be a time to sift through, release and cleanse, re-energise, and be curious enough to pick up new insights and anticipate the changes that are on their way next week. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available, zoehind7@gmail.com. I can teach you the house system if that's the piece of the puzzle that's missing in your astrological studies. Broken down properly, astrology is actually quite easy to learn, and I've got a 13-part modular course with videos and notes that I can go through with you one-to-one. Include tarot as well, because the two go together like two wheels on the same bicycle. It provides a wealth of imagery which can make the symbols on the chart spring to life, make more sense. Got separate tarot courses, got a cleansing your space course, working with the moon cycles, creating your own personal calendar with dates of power. Many courses that I'd be very happy to share with you. And I also offer coaching to really dig up anything that you've been holding on to for too long and you want to liberate yourself from. So wishing you a wonderful week, nice and quiet, but there's work to be done in the background and there's fun to be had as well. And then we'll all see what the Mercury retrograde brings. But first, the new moon in Leo. Give ourselves permission to really enjoy this golden month and shine our brightest light. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.